Welcome back to Fans React Friday. It's great to be back. We've got some faces who haven't been on the channel for a couple of weeks, and also one who hasn't been on for about a year. So, first of all, we will introduce Colin Roberts. Colin, how you doing? Have you had a good day?
Yeah, not long finished work, so it was a bit of a mad dash, but yeah, been all right. Looking forward to doing this.
Good. Have you got yourself a beer like you normally do, or?
3 beers.
Be rude not to,
look
wouldn't
at
it?
that.
Be rude
to have a few beers.
Absolutely. Few beers, nice one. And also Dan Humphrey as well. Dan, how you doing? You all right?
Yeah, all good. Got my second job today. Feel all right. Done for the holiday, so
Good, lovely. And also from SAFC Fan TV, Jack Dodds. Jack, how you doing?
Very good, Matthew. Nice to be back. How are you doing?
Good. Yeah, I'm good. We've got a good show for you this evening, as we normally do every week.
Nice.
So we won't be letting you down. We've got a 20-question quiz, which will be starting about probably or half past, just depends when we get onto it. So yeah, 20 questions, really good quiz. So stick around with that. Right. So to start us off, tomorrow we are playing Ipswich Town. Thankfully, I think the game is still going ahead after the plan B was introduced and all the players were tested. We've seen quite a lot of games have been called off due to positive tests, but tomorrow we're lucky enough that the game is going ahead. Colin, I'll come to you. Is this going to be a really important game for us tomorrow? And are you confident that we can win?
Yeah. It is all important, especially now we're getting into the Christmas schedule. This can make or break your season. The games come thick and fast, and you can either be right up there or sliding down the league, depending on how your form goes. So yeah, this is a critical game to get off to a good start. I think we can do it. I think we're starting to find some form. It's nice to see us starting to play some decent football again in the last couple of games after the worrying 3 defeats. So, I think it'll be a tough game. From what I hear, it's a sellout tomorrow as well down there. So there's going to be a good atmosphere created by both sets of fans. So big game for both teams. So let's just hope we'll come out on top, but we're more than capable.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I'll get onto that a little in a bit. Actually, the fact that we did have a bit of a bad run before these good run of games. Actually, Jack, we'd spoken about this a little bit last night, of course, because we were both on the Thursday Night Live on Fan TV. But I'll ask you again for everyone who hasn't watched. Tomorrow, are you confident for tomorrow? Is it a massive game for us?
I think every game is a massive game at the minute. You know, we're in the 3rd division. We don't want to be here any longer, and every game, especially in the league, is going to help us get one step further or push us one step back to getting out of it, really. So I think it's a huge game, as is any other. A great opportunity to extend what's been a good run as well. Now off the back of 2 wins, undefeated in 6. We go down there tomorrow. I would take a point, personally. I think everything considered, Gooch having a fitness test today and being 50-50 as whether he's playing, just to put, even further strain on all the squad depth problems we've got at the minute. So I would take a point. Personally, I think, when you take all that into consideration, but a win would be massive as well. One thing I will point out as well, with games getting called off left, right and centre, you don't know when the next time we're going to play a game of football is. You don't know if it's going to go down to points per game, which, is a possibility. I know we're being told that we are going into a lockdown and there's talk of having a short break from football to try and save the season. But look, how many times have we been here with COVID where something's happened, like a real severe steps being taken, and it's been unexpected. These things could happen, and even if not, it's a good chance to get some points back on the board. The Doncaster game looks as if that might or might not go ahead. We're not 100% sure. It all depends on how their squad recovers from COVID. So we might not be playing football for a while. After the Arsenal game, it's obviously a cup game, so it's a huge game. As is everyone in League One, but a lot rides on tomorrow. And a great chance to extend a good run that we've been on, isn't it?
Yes, of course. Dan, as well. Ipswich are going to obviously appoint the new manager. How do you say his name, Jack?
What's his surname? Kiernan.
I don't know.
McKenna. Phil McKenna, isn't it?
Yeah, but hang on a minute, because I swear
Yeah, then something.
Kieran
I don't know.
McKenna,
It was
but
one.
it's
He was
like
part of.
pronounced Deanna or something, isn't it? Pronounced differently.
Let us have a
Sorry,
look.
something like that. Anyway, so they're appointing a new manager. Dan, is this worrying? Because every time we play a team, they have a bit of a new manager bounce. I know it doesn't take over until Monday, but do you think this gives their players an opportunity to prove something?
It seems like we play a bloody new manager every week. I tell you that much. It will make a difference with the players, definitely. But I'm confident going into the game. Obviously, very, very good form. But for Ipswich, if you look at their squad on paper, you're thinking, how are they 12th in the league? They've got players like, I don't know, Bernard Selina, who's sort of played the Championship. He's played in France in the Liga and that. Sort of the players, some of the players they have, you think they could be playing in the Championship, some of those. But their squad depth is insane. I feel like that's kind of hindered them, actually. They've had so many options. They've sort of maybe lost the game and then sort of changed it up and not kept a consistent sort of squad throughout the team. Whereas I feel like we've obviously been unchanged the last few games, and that definitely helps, especially this period. So I wouldn't want to change the team or affect anything that doesn't have to be affected. But yeah, our away form is worrying though. I've got to be honest with you. We've only got one clean sheet away from home in the league this season, which was Crewe away. So I think a clean sheet would be massive tomorrow. If we can get a clean sheet, I'll definitely think we'll win because we're pretty much odds on to score. We very rarely don't score in games, especially in League One. But yeah, it'll be an interesting game. The players are definitely up for it. The crowd will be up for it. It'll be a decent atmosphere. Quite a big crowd, to be fair, for League One. I think it'll be like 28, which is pretty near where we sort of get. And so fair play to the Ipswich fans, but it does show that the fans and the players do turn up when we come to town because we're definitely the biggest club. And like, I don't know if you saw the video of the Morecambe players the other day when they were walking out of the tunnel before the game.
Yeah.
I was like, how's this gaff in League One? And it just shows like it's just like normal blokes thinking, what are we doing in here? So everyone's going to raise a game against us because it's a chance to impress. If you play well against Sunderland, you've got all the chance to potentially look at and for the future. So yeah, but I think a clean sheet's key, and I think I'm worried about our defence because even though we've kept maybe a few more clean sheets lately than we have before, I do feel like we've got at the moment we have to score 2 goals to win the game of football, which is a bit of a worrying thing. But yeah, I'm fairly confident. You've got to be confident, haven't you? Come on.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you very much for that, Dan. Very, very, very intelligent Dan Humphrey, as always. One thing I haven't done this evening, which I've just forgotten to, is mention the live chat. So good evening to Acacia Cameron Jude. And good evening, Acacia.
Lots of love hearts going on there.
Yes, lots of hearts as always. Make sure you send Dan Humphrey some hearts. Don't leave him out.
I would like some hearts as well.
Yes, Jack would like some hearts, and Colin as well, and me. Yeah, why not?
And
James,
anyone else who wants them.
Yes, of course. James Whale. Hello, Amy Reeve, Colin's daughter. Hey, hope you have had a great week. Gary Pearson, who is a channel member and has written the quiz for this evening. Morgan Gray, aka Pickford. Bradley Young, Joanne Punchin, Jeff Hallcroft, the legend that is Jack Dodds. Oh, there you go, Jack. You got a fan there.
My favourite moderator, Jeff.
Very good, Richie Diccio. Hello. We'll wait for his brother to come on, Danny. That'll be quite good. And AJJ as well. Norman Longstaff asks, does anyone know if I can watch Arsenal versus Sunderland on TV? I don't have Sky. Norman, I've got a solution for you. Go to the pub and watch it, because I'm sure if you live in the northeast, pretty much every pub will be showing it. So
it's the only game on the Tuesday. The other 3 quarterfinals are on the Wednesday, so it'll be on.
Yeah, it's got to be on that.
Jack, have you got any suggestions where Norman should go and watch it if he lives in Sunderland?
Victor's normally have it on.
Victor's that's what come in my head.
Yeah.
Normally have a match on, I think.
Yes, whether I injured the chair. Anyway, doesn't matter. Ethan Dixon, evening. Colin Major, and then I think I've missed anyone. Lauren Kenny, hey. Jacob Kirkbride, evening, chaps. Back to you in the studio bedroom, Matthew. Oh, I've also got your ticket for tomorrow, Jacob. So make sure you meet me. If you don't meet me at about maybe at 1:30, I'll be in the ground, and I'm just joking. I'll meet you tomorrow, and I'll get you your ticket. But anyway,
funny.
I know, funny guy I am. Right. Anyway,
So funny that Colin forgot to laugh.
Because I was reading something. Sorry.
Right, okay. So I just want to touch on the bad run that we had. So we had obviously the Portsmouth game, but I think the Portsmouth game was sort of in between, like like in between sort of the games that we won. So it wasn't really part of a negative run. We lost against Sheffield Wednesday. The Rotherham game, it's pretty negative runs, and after that, people were saying LJ out. Well, not loads of people, but there were quite a few people who were calling for it. And I personally thought that was a little bit, I did think we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves there. Colin, are you were you always sort of an LJ in and then confident that he could have turned it around, which he kind of has?
Not well. I've got to shoot myself in the foot here because when these 3 games were going on and we were getting beat like the way we were, I was that angry. I was like, LG out, LG out. Just pure emotion, though, pure anger at the result at the time. But once I'd calmed down, I'm not really. I'm quite happy to still at least give him probably till the end of the season. Priority is to get out of this league. End of. That's it. By hook or by crook, whether we play fantastic football or whether we just manage to just grind our way out. That's the priority. It's got to be to get out this season. Sitting second off top, joint second, I should say. 2 points off top. We can't ask for more than that. I think it's our best record at this stage of the season, isn't it? In League One. So, and let's be honest, who we're going to replace him with? If for some reason they said, right, let's get rid of him. Who's out there that's actually going to be better and understand what the club want? He's going to want a complete new set of players in January. So I just think, no, we've been down this road too many times, far too many times, and it's a vicious cycle that we can't seem to get out of. Give the lad a chance to build something. We're not going to win every game. We are going to go on runs where we're not going to win every week and play fantastic. No matter how much we think we shouldn't be in this league, we are. So yeah, give him a chance. We're joint second off top. And personally, I don't think he's doing a bad job. The only thing I would find him annoying is some of his interviews I find a bit irritating, but the way he goes on, the way he talks sometimes. You know what I mean? And like, you're just like, what? Yeah, but apart from that, I'd still stick with him for me. Like,
yes, definitely. I listened to the Unfiltered podcast that he did, and he said, he taken inspiration of something that Sir Alex Ferguson had said, and that was losing was part of the process of, when you're trying to build something at a club, which he's obviously trying to do, which we've been trying to do for years, to be honest with you. But what he's trying to do in his process, losing is part of the process, especially when you have, younger players, because, to really feel, know that feeling of winning, you got to experience that low point of losing. Jack Dodds, are you in agreement with that?
Yeah, I definitely think that in order to get to a certain point, you do need to face failure and not quite always meet your targets, and then you reflect on things, you learn on them, you analyze things, and you find ways to improve and get better at it. It's the same with everything. Johnson's also been going on about how he says you need around about 100 first team appearances before you kind of like, I don't know what he says. I don't know what he says, what happens after that 100 games, but I think he's saying like until you kind of can be trusted or almost be, a first team player who's been through a lot of experiences. And, we've got a lot of lads in this team. It's their first or second season at full-time professional football. I mean, I think Dennis Cerkin, you can probably count on one hand the amount of games first team games he played when he joined us at the beginning of the season. Callum Doyle was 17. He'd only played under 18s and under 23s. Dan Neil, it was his breakthrough season this year, of course, playing in an unfamiliar position, then getting put in midfield as well after. I think it was bound to happen, a bad run. And these things happen. I think as well, it's just the league that we're in. A lot of people like to give Johnson the nickname Streaky, which I know comes with previous reputation, but I think that a lot of the time just sums up League One. How many teams in League One have a full season without going through a really bad run? I think Hull experienced a really bad run. Was it around about this time in the year last season? I always look back at that first season we had where I think there were about 4 different teams who were top of the league for the while and they just crashed and burned. I think it's just the culture of this division. It's the players that hear it, it's the coaches that hear it, it's everything. I just think at this level, that's what happens is teams have really good runs and they have really bad runs. And I think we've been through that bad run now. We can reflect on it. And things have got a lot better, but that's because we've had to learn from our mistakes. So I definitely think Johnson makes a fair point by saying that losing's part of the process, because to an extent, we look like a slightly more mature team. A lot of players look as if they've learned a lot of things from that bad run.
Yeah, definitely. I completely agree with you there. And when we are going to go on these good runs and bad runs, but one thing that's important to me is that when we are on a good run, we a word that Lee Johnson likes to say a lot is maximize. We maximize every opportunity that we get. Like, he's got plenty of other Johnsonisms, but this is another thing that he says quite a lot is just maximize. Got to maximize this, maximize that, and I think if we do take the best out of a good run, when we are in a bad run, I mean, we're only like 2 points off the top, and people going LJ out, and you look at the table and think, well, actually, we aren't in a bad position here. So I think, yeah, of course, it's part of the process, and with everything, you got to show your great support through the bad times and the good times as well. Dan Humphrey, are we? Do you agree with that, or were you losing patience with Johnson?
No, I think it was absurd, to be honest with you. I lost a few games, and everyone all of a sudden thinks he's the worst manager we've ever had. I was never LJ out. I wouldn't say I was like LJ in or anything, but if being not LJ out means you're LJ in, then I guess I was LJ in. But if you look at Phil Parkinson, he had us 15th in League One when we went through that run at this time of the year, and I think that's a bit different to being just outside the playoffs. You know what I mean? I think the lowest we've been this season, realistically, has been 6th or 7th, and that wasn't really for a long period of time. So we've been within distance throughout the whole season. You're going to lose games, and obviously, I feel like for starters, it all started from the Portsmouth game, didn't it? Really, and that game was just a disgrace in the first place, because not an excuse, because you got to adapt to the conditions. But I mean, that is the worst conditions I've seen out of a football game. And then I sort of just carried on. I just felt over that period, the players are very tired, and I feel like he didn't actually. I feel like Johnson was to blame for that period, because he didn't rotate enough for me. He was playing Callum Doyle 3 times in a week as a 17-year-old. When you could clearly tell he was knackered and things like that. But he has turned it around, and I will remain until we're getting like way down the table. I think you've got to stick by him, because I don't see what changing the manager does, especially over for a season. So for me, you give him the season. I think we will be up there. We're on 2 points per game now. If you get 2 points per game, you get 92 points. And if you're not getting promoted with 92 points, you've got to be pretty unlucky. That's what I'm going to say. So,
yeah, I agree.
But I do think the away form does have to improve, because it's fine. It's fine winning at home every game, apart from the Charlton one. But you have got to start picking up a few wins away from home, because we can't just, as I said, I feel like at the moment we've got to score 2 goals at least away from home to win, and that isn't really great, because the defence does to us. But as for LJ, I think you just got to stick by him. Do you know what I mean? I feel like after that incident in the interviews when he said that thing about the fans, and some people thought he was having to get the fans, some people didn't, and all that. I feel like since then he's been told. Now in his interviews, he mentions the fans in a positive manner every single time. If you know, just sort of towards the end, they always ask him a question about the fans, and he always is positive. And I feel like he has altered the way he speaks in his interviews since that incident, which I find quite interesting. And I think he is speaking a lot less rubbish than he was maybe earlier in the season. He's saying a bit more sort of honest and to the point now, which I do like, because I think he has either he's recognised that himself, or he's been told by the club to buck his ideas up. But we're playing nice football for me as well. That's the big difference. We're not playing hoofball to Cole Lafferty and Bristol Rovers away. We're getting the ball down. We've got some nice, decent little players, and I think the way we're playing is a lot more positive than the last 3 seasons in this league. So yeah, keep him there, man.
Good. Well, thank you for that. Right. So well, actually, I have to say, when we go through like these seasons, I'd rather like win more and lose a few. This is what I'd rather than lose a few than just not really lose and then not really win, and then just draw loads like we did with Jack Ross. Like you just think it doesn't really get us anywhere, you know. I think, do you know what, right? You can have these heavy defeats. That's going to happen in football, but you know, you pick yourself up and you learn from them. So I think that's what we're doing currently, and it's no surprise to me that we are on this, you know, what could be considered quite a good run now. I also want to touch upon, of course, because we're not doing another show until after the Arsenal game. So I wanted to ask everyone, how important do you think is the Arsenal game? Because it's not like it doesn't really affect us in the league too much. I'm not going to start saying these questions like, would you rather win against Ipswich or Arsenal? Because like,
because only an idiot would ask that, Matthew.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Because the questions like that annoy me a little bit, because it's like you can't choose. It's like when people were asking, would you rather win the Papa John's or would you rather get promoted? Well, no one has sat there and given us that choice. We can do both. So, Colin, I want to ask you: Do you reckon that we should go to Arsenal and give it our all, or we reckon it's sort of one of them games like, well, we'll play some of the youngsters and it doesn't really matter?
Yeah, go to Arsenal, give it our all. I don't think we're going to win it. I really don't. But we've got to go down there and give our all, just purely for the 5,000 fans that's travelled down there to support the team. They spent a lot of money to go down there and support them near Christmas. I'd love to see us shock them, or at least give them a good game. Because, you know, let's be honest, we're going to go down there and everybody's going to expect them to give us a bit of an eye, and everybody's going to think, well, you know, it's going to be an easy win for them. It might not be. We might give them a decent game. Even if we get beat, we can draw confidence from it. We can enjoy playing in that stadium again, and the fans having the evening out there and being on, you know, having the national spotlight on Sunderland for a change again. So that's all positives. You know, oh yeah, Sunderland, you know, it'd be nice to see us on the TV. As far as the bigger picture goes, if we get knocked out, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. Again, as I said before, the priority is to get out of this league. If we somehow manage to get through when we're in the next round, then fantastic. It's not going to do us any harm. The confidence that would gain from it would be incredible. But no, I'm not. I'm going to enjoy it regardless of what happens in it. And I don't think if we do get a bit of a kicking, I don't think it'll affect the team's confidence in the bigger picture. You got to remember the quality of the opposition and who we're playing. So, you know, and just take it on the chin and move on and get back down to the bread and butter of getting out the league. So either way, I'm just going to enjoy watching it, basically.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the players are sort of looking at it, and Lee Johnson as well. You know, for a lot of Sunderland players, and probably, you know, apart from maybe Callum Doyle and maybe Sirkin or whatever, Sunderland's going to be the biggest club that they're ever going to play for. And this is probably the biggest game that they'll ever maybe get to play in against Arsenal, you know, at the Emirates Stadium, and to bring 5,000 away fans on a Tuesday night to London in December, like I'm not being funny, for people, like December's a difficult month anyway, because you're trying to, you know, call upon all your savings account and try and get your kids presents and whatnot. It's a difficult month anyway, but then to spend all that money and go to London, you know, you want to go there and actually, you know, give it a good go. There's no point going there and just going, yeah, whatever, and we'll lose. There's no point in doing that. So in my opinion, we definitely should give it a good go, and I think Lee Johnson will do that. Jack, do you agree with that? Do you reckon we should give it a good go?
I think in the grand scheme of things, it's not a particularly important game, and it's not one that we're going to look back on. I think, you know, there's one that's particularly significant. However, I think we should go down there and give it absolutely everything. Like Colin said, we've got 5,000 fans going down there, and like we've already mentioned, you know, it's a difficult time of year for a lot of people, especially financially. It can also be difficult to get time off work because everyone else has already got time off in. So I think, you know, there's a lot of fans who've made a big commitment to go down there. I think we ought to football, and we ought to the competition to give it everything and go and give a good game. But also, we've came this far in the tournament. We've had to beat two sides in the league above, then Wigan and Port Vale, of course, as well, who aren't exactly pushovers, you know, to get to this point in the cup. Why would we then want to have, you know, been given a big day out, just failed any old kind of team? And I think thirdly and finally as well, you've got a lot of players who you kind of said, Matthew, where this could be the biggest stadium they're ever going to play in. for the biggest club they're ever going to play in, against the biggest ever club they're going to play in. Whilst it isn't a particularly important game in our season, in my opinion, or even in our history, I don't think, it's going to be a big occasion, I think, for the fans who are, we're getting to go back to a ground that we used to go to every season or thereabouts. Feels a million miles away now, of course, grounds like the Emirates and stuff like that. We've, I forgot what I was going to say, actually. And then, in fact, it's completely slipped my mind. It's completely gone.
You're getting old.
I think what I was trying to say really is it's not a particularly important game in the grand scheme of things, but if we may as well go down there and give it a go, because if we do get beat, if we get absolutely turned over, well, it's not a particularly, it's not a disappointing result. I wouldn't go down there and just play under 23s and stuff and let them get absolutely battered. I understand people saying not to drop the first team players and stuff like that. I think I'll go down, name a fairly strong squad, reward the lads who've got us to that stage anyway. Give it everything we can, and if we get beat, we'll get beat. But hold our heads high. We've got the quarter final. This is the second round in a row. We've been the lowest ranked side in the competition. I think that says a lot about how we've done well just to get here.
Yes, absolutely. And I was going to say something as well, but that's completely slipped my mind as well. So, anyway, Dan, are you looking forward to going to the Emirates? Have we got a good chance against Arsenal, against Mikel Arteta's side?
Absolutely no chance. Let's be fair. It's an excuse for a big Sunderland Christmas party piss up, isn't it? Let's be fair. You got to make sure you eat outside though, because as David Miller said in the chat, £18.50 for a burger and chips. I mean,
£18.50.
I don't know how.
Is it not £18.50 for a burger and it's an extra £4 for chips? Did I not see that somewhere?
If you want an extra portion of chips, it's like an extra side.
I think it was £14.50 for a burger, and then you had to. I think they added it to the 8 to make £18.50. But
it's like eating in the Hard Rock Cafe.
I mean, you could buy about 3 or 4 of them probably outside the ground for the same price.
There's going to be a few shocked faces on Tuesday night who haven't seen that.
Pack your sarnies as well, I'll say.
Yes,
yeah.
and your own beers as well.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure that's legal.
As for the game, I don't think they'll win at all, to be honest with you. They beat Wimbledon 3-0 with their cup team earlier in the season. But then again, they will play young players. But if you look at their sort of reserve team, the Papa Johns, they beat Ipswich the other day actually in the Papa Johns. So obviously got some very decent youngsters. I've actually seen them play a few times. But I think we just got to go there, sing our heart out for the players, and the players will run their socks off on a big occasion for them. And I agree with Colin. Like you don't want to get battered. You still want to sort of. There's a big difference between losing maybe say 3-0 to then losing like 8-0. You know what I mean?
But I think even if we were to get absolutely tonked rolled over, a result like 8-0, we're not expecting anything. So I don't think it should. I don't think the lads should let it get to them really, whatever the score is.
I get what you mean, but for me, like we have the ability to not lose 8-0, I think, but the less goals they score, the better almost. But I feel like if what I wish for is just if we score the first goal, imagine the scenes in that. If we could go on to lose 10-1, and that would be amazing, because scoring the first goal would just be unbelievable.
It was like Wickham played at the Etihad and they went 1-0 up, didn't they?
Wickham went 1-0 up and then lost 6-1 or something. But they had that 5 minutes of absolute pandemonium, which would just be unbelievable. Well, I do think it is a big game in sort of our League One since we've been in League One. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like we will look back on and think, when we play Arsenal in the future, hopefully, and back in the Premier League, think, do you remember when we played them in League One and we got battered 25-6? But yeah.
I'd be impressed if we scored 6 goals.
Well, I was about to say, who's getting these 6 goals? Like?
that's just England cricket score overnight. That is, that's how it.
Do you think it could be possible that Arsenal play a weakened side?
Well, yes.
They will. But their weakened side probably.
Yeah, I mean, how weakened? Because it's probably a priority for them, isn't it, to win this trophy as well.
Because I'd be surprised if you'd saw all the typical the first teamers like Aubameyang and
Aubameyang definitely won't be playing.
Well, I don't know, but they're like
Again,
the typical first name on the team sheet. I'd be surprised if all
Well-
them made it on. I would imagine it'll be the likes of the second string, but equally, I would add to that as well. I can't see them putting aside 2 weeks. I can't see them just like lobbing the 23s out and things like that. I think they will.
Do you think they could be complacent? We are a League One side now, aren't we?
I think there could be potentially, but I still think they're going to put the side strong enough out that they believe to win the game. Because let's be fair, with I think is it Liverpool and City? I know City's out and United's out. And Liverpool's still in this competition.
No. Liverpool got knocked out to West Ham.
No.
Didn't
No.
No, that was City, wasn't it?
Oh, City, yeah. City, yeah.
Is it City and United? I think have been knocked out. So that's two of arguably one of the favourites and another argue of the favourite as well. This is Arsenal's biggest chance to win something this season. Really, is this tournament, because even the likes of Liverpool, etc., are going to prioritise the league and the Champions League and even the FA Cup a bit more. There might come a time when, in the semi-finals or in the final, Liverpool mightn't be able to put a fully strengthened 11 out because they've got other games in and around it that are more important. So I think this is a massive opportunity for Arsenal to, first and foremost, win something. Secondly, get into Europe next season. So I don't think they'll play a 2 week inside, but I can't see all the typical first teamers playing.
Yes, but the thing is, they might not have a game like for COVID. They might not have a game afterwards for quite a while. You know what I mean? Like maybe it could get called off. So that could be Arsenal's chance to actually give some people a game because they might not get a play for another week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks due to COVID. So yeah. Anyway, that's. Has anyone else got anything to add on the Arsenal game?
I'm just gonna say it'll be absolute chaos. Everyone trying to get in. 5,000 pissed. Some fans trying to get in.
It's just enjoy it. That's the key.
Yeah, I think whatever the result is, just be proud of the lads for getting this far in the competition and go and have fun. I think it'd be nice for the players to enjoy the occasion that they've earned by getting so far in the cup.
It felt like a little bit like when we got the final in 2014. Like realistically, we were never really going to win it, but on that day we gave it our absolute all. Like we gave everything we possibly had, and we went 1-0 up, 1-0 at half time, and we lost the game to, well, I'd say 2 world class goals, and we just sort of played off the pitch really, and then the third goal was a bit different, but we're still the whole day was just we enjoyed it, and I think all the Sunderland fans sort of stayed and gave our team a standing ovation off the pitch because it was like it was a brilliant performance. We gave our absolute best, so I think Arsenal's just going to be the same thing really. Give it our all, and we've actually never won at the Emirates, so maybe this time could be our chance. We never know. Right,
our record's horrendous against them, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Although I do remember once we drew 0-0 at the Emirates, and I think it was the very last minute. We did. We drew 0-0, but this isn't the time I'm talking about. We drew. I think it was in the 10-11 season, I believe, and it was 0-0 all game. And I think in the last minute, I think Danny Welbeck was playing for us, and this ball came across the box. And if Danny Welbeck was like an inch closer, he would have got a foot on that, and it would have went in. And we came. That was that close to winning at the Emirates. So very close. And I always remember watching that ball across the box. But hopefully, maybe this could be our chance. And I'd love nothing more than to beat a local team to me. I want to ask a question to everyone that someone brought up in the live chat. I think it was something James Whale asked, and I can't seem to find it now. But here we go. What do you make of Johnson saying he needs £1 million to? I think that means replace the pitch. Relay. Yes, relay the pitch. I kind of understand it now. We've seen that the pitch has. It's like there's massive patches of mud there. Like I don't know what's happened to it. Colin, what do you think of this the pitch situation?
Well, it's concerning considering it's only been down since July. And I thought we would at the time. I thought we were getting this state-of-the-art Premier League style pitch. And I've been even looking at Premier League games as you're watching the telly on a weekend, and their pitches are still absolutely superb. So basically, we haven't getting that standard of pitch sort of laid in the summer. And when he was saying it, he said something about it being something about the way the pitch was laid a few years ago, which I found a bit strange, as though like they couldn't recover it from that. But I do find it worrying. We've still got a long winter ahead of us, and that pitch could easily get a lot worse than it is now, and especially for the style of football that he wants to play. He said also that the Stadium of Light doesn't get as much sun and airflow onto the pitch like they do at the training ground. The training ground pitch is still absolutely fantastic from what he'd said. So obviously something has to be done. If he wants a certain style of football, we need the pitch to play it. It's one of the key factors in your team being successful in that sort of style of football. And the other worrying thing is it's not going to be that pitch in the summer, is it? Because we're not going to have time to relay a brand spanking new pitch in the summer when we've got concerts to be played on it. So I am a bit concerned about the pitch, to be honest. I don't know if you remember in the group chat, I actually mentioned the pitch a few weeks ago and said, have you noticed how bad it's getting straight away? So something has to be done. What it is, but it's not that Tottenham Hotspur style hybrid pitch that we all thought it was going to be, because it can't be. It can't be.
No, absolutely not. No. I'm not too sure what has actually gone on with it. Really, I think they used to have those like lamps that they used to have on it, and like when we were in the Premier League, but I don't think they can afford to use them anymore. So I think it's because it seemed fine one week, and then I think when they had the women's England game on, I don't think they had like an under-23s game or a Papa John's game, and then suddenly just after those few games, it just started to. I don't know. Maybe it was when the sun went away. Winter started, weather changed. Maybe that's down to it as well. Also, we had in the northeast was really, really bad weather not so long ago as well. Could it be down to that? Jack, your opinion on this as well? The pitch, is it quite worrying?
I mean, I think it's pretty pointless having multi-billionaire owners if you can't even get kind of the basics like the pitch right. You understand why I can't always bring in certain players through financial fair play and other elements. But I think, the pitch won't contribute to financial fair play. So I think, in which case I would say it should be an area we're looking to heavily invest in, not only to make sure it's fit to play every week, but also that it can be a pitch that benefits us. I noticed that it might have been in a separate interview, it might have been as part of the same one that we've mentioned. But Johnson was also saying that the way the pitch has been laid down, the ball moves with tumbleweed as opposed to backspin. Which is the way we want the ball to move. Now, don't get this wrong, that's far more technical than I'll ever understand. But I can kind of see his point as to why he thinks that's an important thing. The way we play football, we like to zip it about, we like to play fast, play a way that, let's be fair, other teams in League One can't do. So if Johnson thinks that the pitch is a very important factor in our success, then I think it's a fair point. If we get a team like Wickham coming to the Stadium of Light, they would probably benefit from a pitch that's of a lower quality because they're not the same ability to play football in the same way we have, which takes away our ability to it diminishes.
They don't even play football.
Well, precisely. They just kick you to bits and sit on the edge of their own box. Yeah. Whereas the way we like to play is fast, is sharp passing, zipping it about along the floor. So I totally understand. I know a lot of people were writing off his comments saying it's one of the stupid things I like to say or whatever, but I actually thought he raised a fair point there, where in this division, especially where technically we probably are one of the more capable sides of actually passing and moving and things like that actually the standard of the pitch, it's not something I've ever actually thought about, but the standard and style of the pitch is probably more important than we maybe actually think about. So yeah, I think if it needs investment, it needs investment, and there's no excuse when we've got a multi-billionaire owner to get it sorted out. Really, so I hope we can get it sorted as soon as possible.
Yeah, Dan.
A lot of bad weather and a lot of games on the pitch. At the end of the day, it's going to take some toll, really, isn't it? That's my view on it. We've got a good nearly 2 weeks now until our next home game, so hopefully they should get it sorted. And yeah, obviously you want to have the nicest pitch you can play, but I'm sure Kira will sort it out. I've got my faith in him. I'm not really too. If we keep winning, I don't care what pitch you can play on. Play on anything, mate. It will do me. But yeah, of course you want to play on that on a nice pitch. And it has been a bit poor the last few games, but I do generally think some of the weather we've had this winter and and the amount of games, it is sort of the period where it does get a bit sort of obviously muddy and all of that. So I don't know if we still have that I doubt we have the underground heating like the Premier League clubs do. We obviously used to, but probably one of the things that we've taken away. So maybe get that back in. I don't know. Obviously all the scenario with that because I'm not a groundsman, but maybe bring that back maybe, or because obviously we've got the finance to do it. But yeah, hopefully give it time. I think it'll be all right. And so yeah, let's just get on with the quiz, I reckon.
Yes, let's get on with the quiz. Thank you very much for that, Dan. Right, so this is Kahoot, ladies and gentlemen, what we do every week. We've got a 20-question quiz. We've got a case here and some emojis in so far. So obviously, if you don't know how to enter it, just go on Google, kahoot.it, and then put in that game pin there, 9982255. And just give yourself a nickname. Think of something creative, or you could just say your own name. So, Colin, are you in? Dan, are you in? Jack, are you in? Well, I can see Jackson. Is everyone in?
I'm getting in now. Yeah.
Apologies, just need to put my laptop on charge. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I'm in.
Okay, you're in. Good. Right, so let's get some good names in. I'm gonna be very careful in reading out these names. Sean usually likes to try an interesting name, but he always ends up as like the elated llama or something like that, or a clever sloth, something like that. I don't know why there's got a QR code next to it. I'm not too sure what that's about. Right, get yourself in the quiz. Colin, are you in?
Yep, 49,000.
Oh yes, I see. Yeah. Right, get yourselves in, everyone. We've got quite a few people watching, and I'll start in just a second. So yeah, this is a pretty good quiz, to be honest. It's written again by Gary Pearson as well, who you'll see on the streams quite a lot. Right, okay, I'm just going to start it, actually.
Is there a subject, or is it sort of just general knowledge? Or what?
The subject is Sunderland. That's what the subject is. Right.
The best subject there is.
Let's get on to it. I do apologise if there's any spelling mistakes. It's not my fault. Right, 3, 2, 1. You're back in the room. The top scorers in League One to date are Rotherham with 42 goals. Sunderland are third with 38. Who is second top? Is it Portsmouth? Is it Sheffield Wednesday, Plymouth Argyle, or MK Dons?
I was going to say Wigan.
Yeah, they would have been my first choice if it wasn't for the 4 there.
But it's one of them 4.
Bloody hell.
It's MK Dons.
Wow.
I couldn't even believe this when I was writing this out. I had to check it, and yes, it is MK Dons. Very good question, and only 2 people getting that. So
Very thoughtful.
But of course, it was Colin that got that right, and 2 laughing emojis. Well done.
Clearly, they found it very funny.
They did. So tomorrow's game is going to be the first game on the 18th of December since 2011, where we suffered a 1-0 defeat to Spurs.
I was at that game.
Who set up Roman Pavlyuchenko for the decisive goal at White Hart Lane? Was it Rafael,
splendid name,
Van der Vaart, Luka Modric, Gareth Bale, or Aaron Lennon?
7-year-old Dan was at that game.
I think I was at this game as well. Yeah, I was. Yeah, I should have been. It's only down the road. Yes, it's Van der Vaart. Van der Vaart.
Good player.
Jack Dodds has gone top. New groundsman second. Did you get that one right, Colin?
No.
Oh,
I said
I
Modric.
got the first one wrong.
So our last defeat at Portman Road was a 5-2 defeat under Simon Grayson in 2017. Who scored their first goal after just 6 minutes? Was it David McGoldrick, Martin Waghorn, John Stead, or Daryl Murphy? Not Ed Sheeran. Not
Oh, that's the one I've went for.
is it? Of course, Ed Sheeran is performing at the Stadium of Light in the summer. 3 nights.
I'm going.
And as your dad said, Jack, even if he was playing in the back garden, he'd shut the curtains. That was something I found quite funny. He wouldn't care. Yeah, the answer was
not his biggest fan. Like,
no, I could tell. Martin Waghorn scored in that horrendous season. Was
I think that's the worst season.
Sorry,
I think that's my worst season of my lifetime for me.
Yes, that was very depressing. Supporting
that was
Sunderland.
it was pretty bad to just attend every game and just get literally smashed every single game. Yeah,
It was just experiencing a group of players who quite clearly couldn't care less about what happened or not. You know, and like something I quite like about League One is like, well, that I've, you know, one of the silver linings has been at the very least. I think like most players have had like pretty decent attitudes, especially right now. But that championship season, it was just full of Jack Rodwells.
Yes, absolutely. Dick Insider is in the quiz as well. I didn't see that name earlier. Okay, question number 4. Which former Ipswich left back played 5 times against Sunderland before later becoming our assistant manager? Do you know what? I'm actually not too sure here.
Bloody hell.
Jesus.
I know this one.
Gary doesn't make this easy for us, does he?
I think I know this one.
This is a question more for Colin, I think.
Yeah, I think I've got this right. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, is that because he's old, Matthew?
What do you mean? Is that what? Well,
Oh, that's Matthew, Colin.
I got it wrong.
Ooh. Yes, I've absolutely no idea. Right. Okay. New groundsman still top. Question number 5. Which out of these grounds is big enough to host Sunderland's average attendance so far this season? So the original question, because it was too long to put into this one thing, the stadiums that are big enough, I think, are Hillsborough, and then there's another one as well. Hillsborough and what was the other one? I can't remember. But then there's one more. So which one is it? DW Stadium, the Valley, Stadium MK, University of Bolton Stadium. So which out of those is the biggest to host Sunderland's average attendance, which is about, what is it? Something 30,000 odd.
32,000, I think.
Stadium MK is the stadium that is most capable of holding that capacity. Tell you what, MK Dons are doing quite well here, to be honest with you, in this quiz. They're better than
They've featured twice and they've been the correct answer.
Yeah. New groundsman stays top. Right, question number 6.
Scary, really, isn't
it? Who was injured by a puck hitting them in the face?
I remember this.
Attend an ice hockey game the day after playing against SAFC. So was it Corey Evans, Bailey Wright, Aidan O'Brien, or Lee Burge? Remember, it was after they played against SAFC. Whether that helps you. You just think out of these,
time where some of them even played against us.
You just think. Well, I remember one playing against us because he pretty much gifted us 2 goals.
But it's Lee Burge, I think.
That's who I went for as well, Dan.
Burge. Yeah, Lee Burge. I didn't even know this actually until.
Do you know what? I remember hearing that. Aidan O'Brien.
I'd never heard that story before, but for some reason, as soon as you said it, Lee Burge came into my head.
Yeah, it's like who would that most likely happen to? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like out of everyone. There you go. Lee Burge is the correct answer. Or Jack, you've just gone into second there. Right, okay.
Closing in.
Number 7. Which one of our current squad players celebrates their birthday on Saturday? No, Huggins, Dennis Serkin, Carl Winchester. All right, this is Anthony Patterson. I don't know. I have no idea. And this sounds like something that I would probably research.
Yeah, I was expecting you to know this one straight away, to be honest.
No, Huggins. There you go. Anyone know how old he's going to be?
21, probably.
21?
I don't know. You tell me. Right.
21. So 21.
New groundsman again. Getting it right.
Amy Reeve into 5th place. Well done.
Come on, Amy.
Right. Okay. Question number 8. Which of our current players was chosen in the PFA Championship Team of the season in 2015. Is it Aidan McGeady, Corey Evans, Tom Flanagan, or Alex Pritchard? Thought about like Rory Fellow there calling out the team.
Oh,
Answer is
Playing for Brentford.
playing for Brentford, did you say?
Yeah, that's who he was playing for.
I don't even know any of them played for Brentford. Oh,
Alex Pritchard.
Pritchard.
One for
There you
Corey
go.
Evans himself.
Okay, I've got a slight suspicion that maybe Dan Humphrey is new groundsman.
I've got a slight suspicion that it's Gary P.
Yeah, it's Gary, isn't it?
Question number 9. No, he says he's busy this evening. So, how many players are on our books who have played senior level for either of the Irish international teams? So I'm guessing this is Ireland and Northern Ireland combined. That's what I'm taking from this question.
He's busy, Matthew, winning the quiz he designed. That's what he's doing.
Mm. So just try and count on your fingers. Geedy, O'Brien, Flanagan,
Winch.
Corey Evans, Winchester.
Winchester's shirt. I went for 6 myself. I just. Oh,
Oh shit. I got it
oh
wrong.
yes. Wait, did I get that right?
Isn't it Sirkin as well? Who's an Irish international?
No English.
No, he plays for Ireland. Sirkin.
He's not
Born
playing
in
for the
Ireland.
first. He's
He's
not
not
playing
been
for the
playing
first.
recently.
He's not playing for the first team, though.
I don't know. Jesus.
I know Huggins is actually I think Huggins is Welsh, but plays for Romania. I think under 20s or something.
Romania.
I mean, I could have got. Sorry if I got that
Mate,
completely
you've
wrong.
got that so wrong.
I swear Huggins is part of like some.
I wasn't expecting that.
He
I
literally,
reckon-
plays for Wales under 21.
No, I think he actually plays for Wales, Jack. I don't know where you got. I don't know where you got
I
that
can't
from.
live this down. I swear he played for a different team.
Nah. Right. Question number 10. Only one of the following players is older than the Stadium of Light. So born before the stadium's inaugural game took place. Which one? Who is it? Is it Thorman Hoffman, Arbanet Jamajli, Denver Hume, or Ross Stewart? What a beautiful stadium. The beacon of light went there in that picture.
No, the big ugly box.
Yes.
Just kind of...
With a lovely rooftop pitch, which
Oh,
I've had many great games on, being thrashed.
Do you know what it's worth?
No,
Ross
I
Stewart.
swear he played for it.
It is the best on love.
Can I mute Dan?
I swear Niall Huggins has played for like a really random youth national team.
I think you've had a weird dream, Jack. Right, new groundsman is still top. Right, question number 11. In the Milk Cup semi at Roker in 85, a Chelsea defender gave away 2 penalties to give us a 2-0 first leg lead. What's his name? That was
Dale Winton.
Dale Tempest, Dale Jasper, Dale Winton, Dale Speedy. A lovely Cowies kit. Pretty sure it's the same game.
Pretty embarrassing if it wasn't.
Yes, it would be, but I'm pretty sure it is. Colin, are you confident with this one?
I can remember the game, but I can't remember the player. So this is a guess. Good guess, I might add.
Colin.
Dale Jasper. I haven't really got much
get
more
it.
to add on that other than it's Dale Jasper.
I can remember it. I just couldn't remember who it was.
I went for him randomly and it worked out well.
Fluked it. Right. Okay. Right. Question number 12. Which of the following played for both SAFC and the Mags and both Man United and Man City? Is it Shay Given, Dwight York, Louis Sahar, Andy Cole? This one is a bit of a tricky one because I do remember them playing for a few different clubs.
I'm split between two.
I don't think Dwight York ever played for the Mags. Do you not?
I know there's a lot of them there who I know have played for 3 out of Andy Cole.
Yeah.
Oh.
Andy Cole, yeah.
I knew it wasn't Sahar straight away. I was split between York and Given, but obviously it was neither.
Well, one of 3 people getting that correct. New groundsman. Wow.
New groundsman win one.
Nine.
Doing really, really well there. Right, question number 13. Who from the following TV celebrities does not claim to be a
I thought
MLF?
that's somewhere else then.
Yes, that's all. Yeah, massive lads fan. Sarah Millican, Lauren Levine, Charlotte Crosby, Melanie Hill.
Very clever from Gary there.
Yes, MLF, massive lads fan.
Or MILF, you could also say.
Yes, you could. Oh,
If you were
God.
that way inclined.
Sarah Millican. Believe she's from South Shields. Sarah
She is,
Millican.
Yeah.
Melanie Hill. I think she's from Sunderland. I do know Melanie as well. Actually, she's don't know. Know her somewhere. Follows me on Twitter.
Sorry, right, James.
Yes.
Who is she?
She's an actor. She's in Coronation Street. And she was in the film Stardust, if you remember that.
Not a clue.
Okay, but anyway, that's Melanie Hill.
What about Lauren Laverne?
I have no idea. Colin, are you familiar with her?
I only know the Sarah Millican and Charlotte Crosby.
Oh, okay. So
Lauren
Charlotte
Laverne.
Crosby as well.
I didn't even know the other two are.
No, Melanie Hill's quite well known, well, sort of to a lot of people, but don't really know she's got anything to do with Sunderland. But she's a Sunderland fan though. She right, and Charlotte Crosby, I believe, is from Washington and lives in Washington.
Yeah. She's from the same school as Paul.
All right, that's interesting. That's good. And her dad.
Is that the one of Body Show?
Yeah.
Yeah, her dad.
West went to Saturdays.
Huh?
Especially around the corner from me, went to Saturdays. I got that wrong.
I think she lives in Horton now, doesn't she?
Yeah, I remember I drove past the house a few months ago, and someone pointed out to me, "Oh, that's where Charlotte Crosby lives." Very nice house, actually. But her dad, Gary Crosby, actually watches our streams weekly, I think, as well. He always comments and everything like that. So
Not this week.
there we go. Not this week. Oh, he's nowhere to be seen this week, Gary.
The one week we could kind of do with him.
Yes, the one week we could do with him, he's not here. And anyway, there we go. So yes, the answer is Sarah Millican. Right. Okay. Question number 14. Which movie contained a blooper featuring a Sunderland scarf being buried with one of the main characters? 4 Weddings and a Funeral, Hope and Glory, The English Patient, or Titanic? I tell you what, would be brilliant if it was the last answer. Can you imagine that?
It's the only one that I've written off, to be honest.
Just the ship's sinking, everyone's dying, and someone just throws in a Sunderland scarf.
It's like the movie scene equivalent of Josh Madger leaving.
Yes. English page. I mean, I never heard of that or anything like that, but yes, there we go. Well done to the 2 people getting that one correct. New groundsman stays top. Now, this must be Gary, but I've got a slight suspicion it's Dan. Anyway, question number 15. Who is the worst referee in League One? The last one, the next one, the mag one, or every single one of them? This is classic Gary Pearson humour right here.
Hence why no one's laughing.
Yeah.
I love how 2 of them have got question marks and 2 of them haven't.
Every single one of them. There we go.
Yes.
Jack, you're a referee yourself before you got your injury. You were quite hesitant to always scrutinise and criticise officials, but I think your opinion's slightly changed in them now, haven't they?
I mean, it's a difficult question to answer. You always get your opinion on a referee, but a lot of the time I'm hesitant to kind of, criticize them too heavily or accuse them of anything, because when you've been in that situation yourself and you've been refereeing a game, you like sometimes you make a mistake and you've got a good idea of, I've dropped the right clanger there, and you kind of know how it feels, and there's just a thing of like sticking together and like just backing each other up, because we all do make mistakes, and you're trying to stick together.
Yes.
But in League One, it becomes increasingly more difficult to remain impartial when it comes to officials.
It certainly does, and especially when someone just swipes out Daniel's legs, it's pretty hard to defend a referee after that. But anyway,
Such is your opinion.
Yes, exactly. Question number 16. Which area of Sunderland is the Stadium of Light in? Is it in Roker, Monk Wearmouth, Bishop Wearmouth, or Southwick? Jackie, confident in this one?
Well, I would have always said Roker typically, but now that Monk Weymouth's got thrown out there, I kind of, I was right in the end. I went with Monk Weymouth. I had to second guess myself a little bit.
Yes. Well, Monk Wearmouth, it's a very kind of the smaller. I think it's literally just a bit on the river. And I think because obviously where the Stadium of Light is, it used to be called Monk Wearmouth Colliery. And I believe Bishop Wearmouth is literally just the opposite side of the river, just that little bit there. Obviously, Roker's a bit further up and Southwick's a little bit more to the left. So, yeah, but Monk Wearmouth, correct answer. So, well done, 11 people getting that one correct. Jack Dodd's up to second. Everyone here get that one right?
Yep.
Good. Question number 17. How many goals has Lyndon Gooch scored this season? There we go. There he is playing against Arsenal. He on Tuesday. Alexis Sanchez. Is it 0, 1, 2, or 3?
Mental to see them two in the same picture,
Yeah, and you got Morgan Gray Pickford in goal as well.
Also, did anyone see how good Pickford was by the way yesterday? Was it yesterday? Got man of the match against Chelsea.
He hasn't scored a single goal this season.
He hasn't scored a single goal this season. Hasn't even scored a single. No, yeah, I'm not joking. He missed a penalty against MK Dons, and that was his only chance. He has not scored a goal. I can promise you that.
It's quite a shocking statistic.
Yes, it is. He has not scored one goal this season.
Same amount of goals that we've scored.
Yep. You're making me question myself here, Colin and Jack. But
I couldn't actually get my head around it.
Okay, what was on this site before it was Nissan? So before, obviously, the Nissan site was Nissan. What was it? Was it nothing? Is it an Olympic-sized running track / multi-sport stadium? Was it an airport or was it a Ford car factory? So before Nissan, was it Ford? So what was it? Whoa. It was an airport. Everyone get that one right?
Yeah.
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
That was the easiest question of the night so far for me.
What did you put, Jack?
Well, I said nothing, but then I started thinking there was an airport in Sunderland one day. And I thought it might have been an airport. I knew it wasn't the other two, but...
I can actually remember as a kid watching the Vulcan bomber that's at the Sunderland Airport Museum.
I've seen a picture of it, yeah.
Yeah, there's a Vulcan bomber at the Airport Museum. I'm old enough to remember that coming into land, watching it coming into land.
Very good. Yes, so there used to be an airport there. But the next question is maybe slightly more difficult because what was it before it was an airport? Was it nothing? It was an RAF base, a football stadium, or a market?
Well, I know that the airport was quite small when it didn't exist. So that's why I've said an RAF base in the thinking that it might have been a logical decision to turn an RAF base, which might replicate a smallish airport into an airport. And I was correct in thinking so.
Absolutely, Jack. Yes, it was called RAF Usworth, I believe. One of the RAF bases used in, say, like World War II, but after that kind of time, they found very little use for it, as there's so many RAF bases around the country. So turn it into an airport, and that was kind of short-lived, and that was, sort of they got rid of that and then made Nissan there. But yes, RAF base is the correct answer. Right, okay then. So I think now we're going to go on to the last question, and it should be double points, I believe. Yes, it is. All right, this one. What is the Stadium of Light's postcode? Is it SR5 1SU, SR5 8JA, SR5 4QN, SR5 1SM. Now this is probably just a guess, or you might know it. You might have
I
returned.
bet you know it.
Do you know what? I actually didn't. I knew it was SR5, but I mean the little thing on the stadium light thing there is SR5. Yes.
So you can cheat.
Yeah,
What's
well,
the
I'm not actually taking part in the quiz.
Oh, you're
Um,
not? Oh.
No, I'm not. No, I wrote this up. So yes, SR5 1SU is the correct answer. Did everyone here get that one correct?
I guessed, but I got it right. Yeah,
Oh, that's convenient, isn't it?
I went for the one in blue.
I've got to pick one of them.
That's true. All right, third place, Dick Insider. Well, good effort, mate. Colin is second as well, 9 out of 10, and in first place, probably the new groundsman, which is reveal yourself. Is that you, Dan?
No,
Is it genuinely not you?
no,
It's Gary P.
So who are you then, Dan?
Dick Insider.
Oh, yeah.
I'm joking. It was me.
Yes, see, told you. Yes, see, very funny, very, very, very funny, Dan. Right,
I've been
okay.
off for a few weeks.
Very intelligent.
I'll let a
Yes,
few
very,
people
very
win
intelligent, Dan.
The other ones.
Very,
Return.
very, very
I'll
intelligent.
come back
yes.
and win.
Okay, nice one. Cool. All right then.
Great
So
for
that.
Gary, by the way. Clap for Gary.
Oh yes, well done, Gary. Yeah. Although the last 5 questions though they were me. They were my sort of questions. So yeah.
Well
So
done.
I'd appreciate a little clap for the 5 questions I wrote. But you know, if you don't want to, then that's fine.
Just one. Just get one.
Cheers. Excellent. Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. It brings us to the end of this week's episode. I do apologise if I couldn't read all of your comments out because, because it's pretty not an easy task to do. But anyway, yes, thank you all very much for joining us. Colin, thank you for spending time out your evening and coming on. Have you enjoyed it?
I always love coming on here. It's always a good laugh. And some knowledgeable people.
And that-
More knowledgeable than I am, aren't I? That?
Right, yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much, Colin. The very, very, very intelligent Dan Humphrey, as Sean Middleton likes to say. Do you have any closing remarks, Dan? Would you like to tell everyone how much you love them and how much you can't wait to see them tomorrow at Ipswich?
Beautiful. Holiday. Tomorrow will be a brilliant day. Get down there. Have a lovely time. Sing your heart out for the lads and hopefully get 3 points. And hopefully no COVID as well.
Yeah. Pray for that, Jesus.
Absolutely. And Jack, have you enjoyed yourself?
It's been very pleasant. Thanks for asking us on, Matthew.
Good. Excellent. Yes, no worries. And yes, from me, yes.
Have you enjoyed it, Matthew? Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love getting everything ready and doing the show and interacting.
Are we,
best part of the week.
Is this the last show before Christmas?
Well, the next Friday lands on Christmas Eve, I believe. So, yeah, I'm not sure. We might have. Well, actually, no.
I'll be making that one, not with my kids, anyway.
Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But
maybe we could all do it in little Santa hats and.
Yes.
You know,
okay.
Maybe you might be able to get your jingle bells out, Matthew. You know.
The baubles.
Yes.
Baubles out.
Oh dear. Yes.
I want to be on that show, just so in there.
Yeah, tune in on Christmas Eve for that show, which should be very, very interesting. But anyway, we'll leave you now. If you are attending the game tomorrow, make sure to have your double vaccination. Well, obviously not before then, but your card. Dan, show them what they need. They need that card, or if not, your negative lateral flow test. And yes, so we'll see you then. And yes, good night.
Well, lads, come on, 3 points tomorrow.
It's a hunter.